Hello everybody, it's Emily from Vintage Polka Dot Shop, and I'm going to try to do this video without coughing. Of course, now I want to cough, or sneezing too much. I might have to pause it here and there. But anyway, I need to move on. I'm like 2 weeks late with this release, and it's driving me crazy. So I'm going to stitch together the video because I have a lot to share, and I thought I'd start with the coffee dyed section of today's program. So I have coffee dyed something new things for the shop, and the first thing, I'll just jump right in because I don't want this video to be too long. And as I said, I'm gonna do them all in sections. Oh, can I even get this open? Sorry for the plastic bags. I got drafts all written and everything put away so I'd be organized. So I don't know, can you see? It's got this real pretty. I got these thrifting, so and you get, I think you get 8 in each pack. And I don't, this is just a one-off. I just thought they were really cool, and I love how they took the coffee. So blank postcards, which would be really fun for collaging on and using as journal cards and all that. So those are that. Wow, I'm so articulate today. This one I was smart and didn't seal, and I just dyed this huge stack. Can you see? Of these are like the index dividers, and you'll get a random selection. Like you'll get the same amount of each style. Like this style is really cool because it was originally had the lines on it like index cards, but it came with tabs, and so it's white and not, as they call it in the office industry, craft, which is not what I call craft, but to each their own. So anyway, you'll get like a similar amount, so they're not radically different. It's just that when you're dealing with kind of like things with numbers and letters, and some of them, because they are used, might, like I noticed this one has like an ink splotch on it, or it might have a line or something, but they're all coffee dyed. Oops, see, like these two go with that pile. And so we got some with yellow. We got some with like different fonts because I kind of mixed them up, and I don't see it in this pack, but I know on this size, oh wait, maybe this one, they have this on there. And these are really fun to use in your journals, like on the side of a page, and use it as a tab, cut it up, use it as a pocket, tuck spot, etc. And then these are really fun. I love the possibilities of these because they're just blank. Oops. I think that, oh yeah, that one, wow, that one came out really nice and grubby. Look at that. So, you get the gist there. They're just completely blank with lots of nice splotchiness. And then some people in the packs will get like 2-month ones, one, they're just, and of course the numbers are just, kind of random, but that's 23, 24, 25, so go figure. So we got those, and I don't remember, I put how many there are in the listings, but I wrote all these listings a while ago, so of course I don't remember how many there are, but as you can see, it's a goodly amount. That should last anybody a long time, I would think. And the way I'm going to do this is probably about 5:30 Pacific time, California time, Oregon time. I'm going to start activating these listings. I have like, I think 48. So if you show up to my store and you don't see some of this stuff, just keep refreshing the page. And also keep in mind that sometimes with Etsy, like I'll do a listing, and I've noticed it will take several minutes before it shows up in my store. And then this paper is interesting. This was also a thrifted find. I don't remember what the weight is on it. I think it's, I want to say 90. It's actually watercolor paper, and it said it was white, but to me, it was like, see, here's the other side, kind of more of a gray, though it looks white on camera. So maybe that's what makes it white. But I don't know. It's white, but it's not white. I know. How's that for being articulate? So, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. So and once again, I don't remember how many are in here, but you get a nice selection, and it's a nice weight, and they're weird dimension or a size. I'm wondering if they're like A4 or something, though it didn't say that on the package. Let's see, you can't even, I mean, it's a good size. So, see, it's like 11 and more than the 11 and a half, like 11 and 3/8 by 8 and a little more than a quarter. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. But great to use in journals. A nice weight. Also great for die cutting. Now, I have no sense of smell with my cold, but I don't really smell my scented coffee on that. I smell the coffee, but I don't know. Maybe it's there. You know, you can't go by my nose right now. And then finally, I don't know if you can. Whoa, don't get nauseous. Just trying to show it all. I finished this at Thanksgiving, gosh darn it. I just struggle with, like, sometimes when it's a whole bunch of higgly-piggly stuff, trying to figure out how many packs to make and how many to put in each thing and blah, blah, blah. So I procrastinate because it's hard. What can I say? So there are 50 sheets, and this will have to ship priority mail, so that's reflected in the price, I'm afraid. And it's all different kinds of artist medium paper. Most of it is sketch. And then some of them I think like all of them have 3 of this kind of, it's almost a square, not quite. And this I just tore out. So you've got the fun little texture, the torn edges. And then I think there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 of this. And this size is, like just about 10 inches, and it's perforated, so you can leave the, I don't know, can you see? You can leave the holes on, or you can tear it and then use this like in collage or something. And then this is like marker paper, and one of my favorites, which is this newsprint, which is like for charcoal drawing, I think. So you get a mix of that, and then some of the drawing paper has, like, not all of it, but it was like in a pad, and so it had this green on there, which you might be able to scrape off. I just didn't take the time to do it. I got stuff to do, man. I got things to list and photograph and blah blah blah, taxes to figure out. Oh, sorry, I said the T word. And then there's this style, and we got, you know, that. So you get the gist. There's like different weights, like different sizes. I don't know if you can see that this one, oops, is bigger than that one. So these are great. I love using these in oversized journals because it gives you just a little bit different paper. And like this one's a really nice weight. And then this paper is fun. Now I had to tear it because sometimes I cut the rings, but this had teeny tiny little rings, and I just tore it. And this paper, I remember it was older. This is like from the 70s or the 80s. So it has the fun little torn edges. So there's 50 of those. Now, so that is for new coffee dyed stuff. Though currently listed in my shop, since I just have it here because it's waiting for me to play my idea journal, I also did some packages of these smaller envelopes. They're already there. I can hardly wait to play with it. I have an idea. So it's a little more than, like, a little less than 6.5, more than 6 1/4, and about 3.5 high. And then it has this great window. So I have those already listed in case you are looking for envelopes. And I did some small, I had a request for some small envelopes from a customer. So if I'm going to do, you know, coffee dyed, so if I'm going to do, usually if I have enough material, I'll do more. So there's some just regular little coffee dyed envelopes. Okay, so that's the coffee dyed section. Then, we'll move along here. Next, we will do fabric ribbon. And I'm afraid I won't open all of these because what I did is I found, let me move that. I found a bunch of gauze and these really pretty spring type colors. So let's do this one. And I'm out of my coffee dyed. It won't happen until I get some like high 60s days because I have to dry it outside. Matter of fact, it snowed here today. There's snow on the ground. School delayed and canceled and all that good stuff. And tomorrow is March. So that is really weird for Oregon. I know for some of you in the Midwest, you're like, psh, that's nothing. But it's weird here. So I'm trying to do it so you can see. So it's just like the gauze that I coffee dye, except isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so yummy. I really, really like that. So pretty to use for layering in journals, to tie journal shut. I think it would be, because it, you know, I tear them a little wide because it's just eyeballed. Be really pretty on the spine of a journal. Also, it'd be darling, like on a spring wreath for a bow if you're going for like that rustic look. So super cool. Love it. So I have this white one. Sorry, I'm just going to stick this back in there. All right. And then the rest I won't take out unless I have to. Then there's this pretty mint green. Sorry for the reflection. Pretty, was that lilac? Yeah, I think that's lilac. Or is it lavender? Comment below. And then I got these two pinks. And I don't remember what I called them. I should have, like, made a note to myself. This one's more pinky pink. And this one has, like, almost a little purple to it or something. I don't know. But more muted. This is, like, more of a muted pink. And this is more vibrant. But I just thought they were so pretty. Look how pretty they all look together. And then I had to do a little Joanna Gaines. You know, I've been watching on HBO, like, her decorating show, her newer ones, like The Castle. And she has a lot of cabinets in this dark green. But so pretty to use, like, with oranges if you're going for a carrot look. Or just to kind of ground these pastel colors. So pretty. And then, not gauze. I have two more just regular cottons. This one, I debated about making it into a ribbon or selling it by the yard because I had a lot of it, is vintage. I think it's probably 80s or 90s, and it's just this really pretty cotton. It's funny, you know, as I've been doing all these older fabrics, it's amazing how different. Like, this probably has a little bit more polyester than modern fabric is quilt fabric. I don't know if that's just a, you know, I don't know. And then this one, oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Oh, and of course I grabbed the one instead of having a button. I had this pretty green bead. It's the only one. Oh, I can't. How do I open things? Oh man, do you ever find when you have a head cold that it makes you stupid? Gosh, mine sure do. Okay, I think it's something about being congested. Look at that. Isn't there the cute little bunnies? Oh. And I love this shade of green. Oh my gosh. Cutest spring fabric ever. Totally in love with it. Oh, this bag has a little tear in it. That's weird. Okay, so that is the fabric ribbons. And next is the fabrics. And then I will pause this and then go grab the next batch of stuff. So I've got, these are from, with the exception of one, these are all from my stash. I was just like, I've got to thin stuff out. But this is really nice quilt fabric. I have no idea where I got it. And I have it in 2 colors. And so I just did them in half yard lengths-ish. So, but look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I bought it somewhere online. I have no idea. So there's that one. And it's kind of like, what is that? Like a tan or buff? Is that a color? Is buff a color? So there's that one in that. And then I also have it kind of in a muted green. Not really mint. To me, this is more mint. Like, this is like a 30s green. And this is almost, see, it almost has like a little blue when you hold it into that. But it's green. So I have those. And then, excuse me. So sorry, guys. Then I've got this duck fabric, and it's not a half yard because I picked it up and it had already been washed. I got it secondhand, probably in an estate sale. But I will tell you this, it is crazy soft. It's almost but not quite a blush or a brushed cotton, but it's not. But see, someone washed it, so it shrank. So I have it for a little less money because you don't get the full half yard. Because, you know, the one piece kind of has this angle. Well, I can't figure out what I'm doing, but I'm looking at my screen here. So aren't those cute though? Look at those little guys. Oh, so cute. Be really cute with a kit that I have in our next, well, I don't know which section I'm going to do next, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff to share. As I said, it was like 48 listings. And then this one I won't take out of the bag, but look at that. Isn't that cute? This is Moda. I'm pretty sure I bought this new. I think I was going to make table runners or something out of it. So I got 2 of those. And then one of my favorites, and I bought, paid a lot for it, a bolt of vintage dotted Swiss. So I cut some into half yard, and I don't think it was a full bolt. I cut some into half yard pieces, but if you need a yard, shoot me off a message and I can give you a quote. I'll have to do math and everything. But dotted Swiss takes me back. I used to have pinafores made out of this, and then like the colored, I'm pretty sure I had like, you know, the whole little dress with the puff sleeves and the, you know, and the pinafore. And I mean, because there was a time my mom made me have short hair when I was a little girl. And so it was the 70s. So if you had short hair, everyone thought you were a boy. And so I hated that when I was 5 and 6. So I wore dresses every day of my life, pretty much. So that's what dotted Swiss reminds me of. And dotted Swiss, by the way, is fantastic. I am so in love with it in my journals for layering, like gather a little piece, put it under old photo, because it's got the wonderful little fuzzy texture. And then, you know, it's a little transparent or translucent. I can't remember. Translucent. Well, it's almost transparent. But, you know, it's just, or to put over something in a journal, like a photo or something. Love this. Okay, so I'll be back for you, hopefully instantaneously, with more stuff. Hello, back with part 2. Of course, for you, it's instant. This probably should have been part of the last batch. I put together some more scrap packs like I did at Christmas, with the difference being the ones at Christmas were from my friend Carol, who's a wonderful, talented quilter and seamstress. These are collected or curated, and for the most part, they're vintage. Some may, like these 2 right here, maybe from like the 2000s or 2010s. But everything else is older. Now, I have 4 of these. They're all going to vary. The other thing that's different is I have collected from, you know, estate sales and things, like people's, I guess they're kind of mid-project. So cut out quilt squares, and that's what a lot of this is. So I'm going to flip through this one. They're similar but different from each other. And they'll all come tied. There's a picture in the listing with a bow and all that. So this is just for, so you can flip through it purposes, because it's really hard to make listings for these things. So we've got, and this has, spring is my inspiration for this. So everything is kind of that springy color. This is like flocked, and I believe all 4 kits have some piece of this in some shape, form, or manner. But as you can see, it's kind of cut. We've got where that one of the quilters sewed in strips. Isn't that pretty? And then cute to use for journals, for fabric flips. And then we've got this kind of peachy keen fabric. And we got, so these are bigger. Oh, see, there's a square. These are slightly bigger, but still to me in the realm of scraps. Oh, that's a pretty one. Get the little lint off. And this one is sweet. I think they all have some of this. Look at that, the little birds. This reminds me very much of like 70s and the 80s, where it's cotton. I think it's probably a blend, and it's a little see-through. I'm pretty sure I had a dress out of some similar fabric to that. And then this one also, it's weird. It's like, I think it's manufactured but it feels like it's painted. It's very weird. And this one, because they were smaller pieces, you get 2. And so it has these flowers. Oh, hold this still, Emily. And you can see through it. And more dotted Swiss. And this is pink. Oh, so much fun. See, that particular pack has 2. This is another one where it was sewn together, squares. So now we're entering squares. We've got this fabric piece, probably from the 80s with little bunnies. So I'll just kind of try to go quick here. Another scrap piece. So I tried to do a selection. This should look familiar from the last, a couple minutes ago. This is what's left of that pretty fabric ribbon. This is scrap. Some of that Aunt Gracie's, probably from the 1990s. Another one, look at this one, it's got bunnies. So cute. And this is like old pillowcase ticking. Isn't that charming? It kind of reminds me of wallpaper, which always reminds me of my grandma because she was the wallpaper queen. And more of that green fabric. And a piece of this. And this one has, they don't all have this, has a strip. Isn't this pretty? And then some samples of the squares. So we've got multiples of this. And then we got that. And then so we got hot pink and some purples and some greens. Oh, I'm gonna move this over. Try to be quick here. I mean, this doesn't that just scream decade? So retro. I think this one is, it feels like it is from a feed sack. I mean, I'm no expert. I could be wrong. That one's definitely got some age. I thought that one was cute with the flowers of green. Some smaller squares of those bigger squares. So as I said, there's all kinds of fabrics. There's, look at that. Doesn't that look like, I think that's Precious Moments. I don't know. I don't know anything. These were already cut. So you kind of get the gist. Oh, another, that one's got 2 of those. Little piece of a bunny. Mice ballerinas. These are sewn together. I mean, this wouldn't be my choice, but it's a choice. And then there's a couple of pieces in here that are flannel. Oh, that one's pretty. So it'll be fun, you know, you can go through this and use these, you know, for fabric flips and tuck spots and like tabs on the side of a journal or a tag. Just a really fun way to add some variety to your stash. And several of them have multiples, so you don't have to feel like you have to hoard them. I mean, they don't all have multiple pieces. Here's another, this one's really cute. They all have a couple of this. It's flocked, which I just love. Oh, and there's some more of the big pink squares. Sorry, I'm not looking at what I'm doing here. I'm trying to be fast because I don't want to be boring. I'm wondering, do I sound like Phoebe from Friends when she had a cold, or do I sound like Chucky from Rugrats? I think I might be sounding like Chucky from Rugrats, but... Or maybe I sound perfectly normal and it's just my ears are clogged. What do I know? Look at that. Psychedelic. Okay, so that gives you the gist. And I have 4 of those, and that is it. Just a fun way to add to your stash. It doesn't have to be Eastery or anything. Just kind of springy, you know. But there is some stuff at work for Easter. Then I have 1 package, and these are, I think, actually from the 50s. I've had some that are reproductions before, and they're in really bad shape. I'll just be upfront and honest. On the other hand, I mean, look at the box. But it still has the box. But on the other hand, and it still has the rules, you can craft with it and not feel like, see, I don't know, can I get that to show up? And not feel guilty like, oh, this is an antique or something vintage and I'm ruining it. No. And you get the whole pack. So, because, you know, oh, I don't know. This one's wrinkled, but I can't really get it to show. So you have to forgive me. Got a squirrel. So they all, each design has some that are damaged. I'm going to go through here quickly so you can, if I zoom in closer, maybe, I mean, that one looks like it was not on. And then, of course, look at the cute little bunny. Look at that. Some baby was teething, or I don't know. There's a story there. I don't know what the story is. But anyway, so you get those. And then we've got, I had some of these left over, and I thought, why not make them into little altered paper clips. So I have 6 of those. And they're not permanently attached to these pastel wire coated paper clips. So you could slide it off and put it on something else. So just to get, and then, oops, these images are from Crafty Chick on Etsy. And I will try to remember to put a link. I know I did plain bottle caps that are white, that are flat, that I'm not showing here for time purposes. And that listing, I did put a link to her in case you want to. She's got a lot of cute stuff. So they're all different. Each ones are different. This is just an example. And then I have a whole bunch of these. I didn't bring them all here to show you. They're all from the 80s. I just listed some not that long ago, and they like sold super fast. And then after that, I found some more when I was out sourcing with my friends, shopping. And I didn't get like the whole set or anything. I missed out. But these are all from the 80s. They don't have dust jackets. Last ones I had dust jackets. And a lot of them have, I'm trying to show you, like just like little minor dents. See, I'm looking at my computer screen. That's why I'm backwards here. Or sometimes they have like slight yellowing on the covers. Some have the original price. Some don't. Isn't this, look at this though. And they're the Beatrix Potter. And see, here's my hand. So it's about the size of my hand. And cute to decorate with for Easter. Or you could, you know, put them in a nursery because they've got these really cute spines that would just be darling all lined up on a shelf. But hey, let's be frank here. A lot of us are junk journalers. I can't get that back in there quickly. But let's be honest, they'd make the cutest junk journals. I mean, we're not fibbing here. See, like here's one that's got, see what I mean about the yellowing? So, and actually there's 2 copies of this. So if you don't want doubles, pay attention to the listings. And that's The Tale of Johnny Town Mouse, which is funny because on the last batch that I listed, I had 2 of this too. I wonder if it was like a freebie or something somewhere. Really cute. And some of them have color illustrations and black and white, and some only have color. Oh yeah, see, like they have sketches. And so anyway, you get the idea. There's lots more pictures in the listings. So moving along here. Oops, oh, don't fall, don't fall. And then we've got, I only have 1 copy of Ideals Easter. I went through all my totes. I was sure I had more, but I don't. Maybe I've sold them in the past. This one's in really rough shape. But that just, to me, that means you can take it apart. See what I mean? Like, and not feel bad about it. And it's from the 1950s, 1956. See, it's like, oops, you can't see that. Like a little bit loose here, a little loose here, and I'll just quickly, and and look how yellow the pages are. And since this is from the 50s, it doesn't have as many of like the color images, but look at that. On the other hand, we all love this time period. And like this, oops, can I get it? This folds out. I can't even show you. So it's like a 4 flip thing with a big, you know, diorama. Look. So, I think they're more like towards the color things. Oh, look at that. Oh, so super duper cute. Oh, perfect for crafting with. And then this other one I've been waiting to share. It's not a spring thing, but I felt like it needed some explanation. So if you just glance at it, you're not going, what is Emily listing? Okay, I kept finding copies of this book. And I think I have 2 copies, and I just kept finding them. They must have been part of a school curriculum at some point. And see, so what I had is I had 3 that were this edition by Puffin. Oh, got a little bit. And then I have even more of these Scholastic ones. And so the photos even are, well, yeah, they're about the same thing. The photos are the same in both books, but they're great for making ephemera and junk journaling. So I just thought I'll list up, a pair, and then you can cut them out and use them in your crafts. And then I say, since you have 2 copies, if you have a page like this one that has a photo on each side, you don't have to pick. You could do both. Or if you really like maybe that one's too dark, but you just love that one, you've got 2 of that one. Look at this. It's so cute. Like in the sink. So some of the quality of the photos are better than others, but I just thought that there's enough people out there that would totally get me and not think, oh my gosh, what is she thinking? So, so you get one that's the Puffin. I mean, the paper's like maybe slightly different. No, not really. And then one that's that. And just keep in mind, it's just, I just did them as one listing. So some of the covers, like the wear on them, will vary. All right. So that is the end of that part. My husband came down. It's time for us to have lunch. And I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay. On to part 3 now, guys. All right. Hopefully I can get this video up before 5:30. Well, I'm going to go live no matter what, with the listings. So, all right. So now we're on to the vintage linens and lace portion. And I just have, I did one with this really cool old tin. And it's got stuff in it, of course. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I mean, that's printed on there, but very little cute. Alrighty. Let me lift this up a second. There we go. Let's get this open. And there'll be more details, like, in the listing. Like, on each pit photo with the lace, I put how much is each one. So I'm just going to quickly show you on camera. So, and most of these are vintagey, but they're not, like, hand crocheted. So they're, like, the polyester blended type laces. But definitely all have some age. I like this pretty. Is that lilac? I don't think that's lavender, but it's in the purple family. And we got that one. And then I die cut all these spools, so they're all wrapped, except for some of the ribbons that you'll see. So this is where and then I also labeled each one, so when you got it, you'd know. This is not staying on there very well, but I like how, wouldn't that be pretty on the edge of a page? Pretty. So as I said, more spring. We got more spring action. And this is pretty. Look at that. It's kind of... And I got this one. Trying to do it so you can see the pattern. Go fast, but not too fast and not too slow. And it's hard to do. As I said, I'm not 100% there mentally. So thank you for bearing with me, and my energy level feels pretty low too. So hopefully I'm not putting everybody to sleep. Though that's probably not a bad thing if you're tired. You need a nap. Whoops. Okay, so we got this yellow. Try to, and blue. And this one's kind of loose. Kind of a crew. Almost has a peach feel to it to me, but not quite. I probably just have peachy brain. And then this this one has a little bit of stretch to it, but not really a lot. And then there's this very little girl. And then this, I think this is probably from the 80s or 90s. And this is like that fabric ribbon. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I think it was for florals, for like, or doing bows. So you get a yard of that, which I just think this would make really cool tabs and stuff. And then, oh, we got some more yellow, just a different pattern. And who remembers this kind of eyelet where you put the ribbon through the holes? And then also so cute for like Easter journals. And then you get, I have 3 vintage unopened packs of, you know, like this one's seam binding, the other 2 are lace. So I'm going to just toss those in there. Try to move faster. Faster! This video is already getting longer than it probably should be. Luckily, since it's in sections, if you know, like, you didn't want coffee dyed, you could skip ahead or something. Alrighty. So, now, this is a listing all by itself. I thought this would be a really neat... Okay, I gotta find the... Wow. Oh, there it is. Woo! I'm telling you guys, I'm extra smart today. This is a pillowcase that someone embroidered, and I think they made it out of like an old flower or seed sack. I'm not really sure, but wouldn't that make the most beautiful junk journal cover? I mean, you could just, you know, oh, I should measure it. I wonder. So I'm going to just do it from the design. So it's already, let's see, 12. So you got like 15 inches, just the design part. And then, was it this one or something else? No, it must have been another listing I had where I could see some printing, but I don't see that on here. But I think, you can see all the stitcheries in there. You could put some batting or cardboard. And Bob's Your Uncle. Now it does have some condition issues. See where some of the stitchings come out. Oh, and then on this one. So it's not like, you know, like mint or anything. It has character. But you could, on the, like, the parts where the stitching's coming out, you could put, like, a little fabric patch over that or try to fix it. All right. So then the next thing, this was really hard to photograph. We had a couple of sunny days, and I took it out, and I photographed some of it on the clothesline outside. So you can get an idea of the scope and the scale of it. My thought was, and as you can see here, it does have stains and spots. And someone finished the seams. But the backs, the stitching, are still exposed. So I guess they just used it as a coverlet. Maybe put it over a quilt. But it's like a baby quilt. You know, I don't know how many squares there are. But it's all these darling little stitch. And even this fabric is cute. Critters. Like there's kittens with mittens and bunnies and duckies. And my thought was, see, here's a kitten with a mitten. Oh, here's a squirrel with a acorn. Was it would be really cute, cut up, whoops, and you could use these as pockets and what, oh boy, there we go, pockets or embellishments or as a cover for a journal. All this nice embroidery and slow stitching that you don't have to do. I mean, if I'm being frank with you, it's not like, well, it's actually pretty. I mean, it's pretty good. I think the colors are, I don't know. It's not like perfect, so it wouldn't, to me, it wouldn't like be a crime to cut it up. But, you know, don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. But it's just so cute. I thought someone would be inspired by that. All right, and then I'm going to do this next. I did several different color things with old linens, and there's like a peach one. I don't remember if I got to pink or not. You know, in these kind of springy colors. So, you know, there's the green. Give you an idea. And if you go to the listing, of course, you'll see photos of everything. But I just wanted, I'll open up this one real quick just to give you an example. So, you know, I got a couple of these neat doilies. And then I love these. There's this. Isn't that sweet? And then there's this one. And it's still like folded how it was in the package. I mean, I didn't get it in the package, and it's got some discoloration. You know, if that bothers you, you might be able to soak it in OxiClean. I actually kind of like the aging. But anyway, I just thought that those were fun little packs of linens. Kind of, as I said, inspired by spring. Just to kind of... And it was fun putting them in like the little color bundles. So there's that bundle. And then, oh, my cat's exploring. And then I think I have 2 of these. I'm not going to open it, but if you go to the listing, there's just, these are 2 separate spools, not one. But just some pretty lace, you know, color, you know, spring colors. And I did this one, which is pinks. And you just get all these fun pink trims and whatnots. And then, so there's more than just this, but I wanted to give you guys an idea. And this is all crocheted, probably handmade. So we got this pretty yellow, this, what is that, teal, and then this pink, which I just thought they all look pretty together. Pretty sure the pink is a loop, like it was made for a pillowcase. Now, the other thing I did for this is the last bit for the vintage linen portion, is I have 4 bundles of these linens, and they're all, like, have condition issues. They're for crafting. They're not for decorating your house with, though. If that's what you wanted to do, you can. But just kind of manage your expectations. And they all have, I just put the cards in there so I wouldn't get them mixed up for myself. Because there's some that are, well, you'll see. This is an example. Each one is slightly different because some linens are unique. But, like, I cut up a bunch of tablecloths. So, and so that would be, you know, cut into 4, so everybody got a piece of that tablecloth. So I want them to kind of be distinct. So this reminds me of Lillian Vernon. You remember her from like the 80s, her little catalog. And some of these are 1 piece with the embroidery, and then some are 2 because that was the only way to make sure everybody got a bunny, you know, like the same bunnies. And they're just machine embroidered. And these are used, so there are, I don't see it on this one, but there are some spots on these. They're faint. It wouldn't bother me, especially since if I was going to use this, I'd cut it out and glue or sew it on to something else. And so this one, and by the way, this is elephant. In case you are interested in this one. And then they all got, I can't remember if they got 2 pillowcases or 1. I think they all got 2. So this is the one in this. And it's actually in pretty good shape. It's got this real pretty tatting. But it's not finished. See? It's got an opening. So clearly it was designed to, you know, you were supposed to sew it when you're all done. And it's this really nice, like, vintage sheet muslin. You know how they had muslin sheets. So even this is the only part with the embroidery, but then you have all this other fabric that you can play with and use in your journals. And then this is a corner of a very worn and tired, like a lunch cloth, tablecloth. So everybody got a corner with these applique flowers, but like the trim is all worn and everything. So that means you can just cut it up with abandon. When I've had linen packs before, people have been like, oh, I was always too nervous to cut something up, but it's nice to have it when it's kind of done a little bit. Like this is a corner from a really cool old tablecloth that had stains and stuff, and like, so you can see here's the edge where I cut it. But look at that gorgeous embroidery that you could do like collage with. And this is a decent size piece of fabric, and it's kind of a, I don't know if it is, it looks like linen, and And then this one has this very starched pink doily. And then there was like this whole, I had this whole big sheet. And I don't know if it was like a kit or if somebody actually did the draw work, you know, where you pull the threads and you sew. But around each embroidered thing. So when I say it's unfinished, this is the thing that's unfinished. You'll see it in the descriptions. So, but they managed to get seen. So they didn't finish the project, but all the embroidery and the slow stitch is done. So you could totally cut that out and like stitch or sew it onto a tag or do a collage, you know, journal. Yeah, see, someone, it says baby bib. I don't know if someone wrote that or what, but isn't that cute with the little bunny, or bunny with the lamb? And then this one, so these all have different, we're kind of into, like the tablecloths, everybody has a piece of the tablecloth and the bunnies, but the linens are all going to vary from pack to pack. So you just have to look at the photos. See, can you see that? See how it's got like this stain there? And of course it's cut. But you still have this pretty trim and this pretty embroidery. And then everybody got some type of hanky. And as I said, these are all very springy in the colors. And of course this one has a stain, but that's okay. You know, this is for crafting with, so if it was in perfect shape, it wouldn't be in this bundle. We got that. And then this is very worn, but I mean, it's got like holes, you know, but the embroidery is still good and charming, and there's just lots of possibilities for that. Is what my thought was, to cut that out and cut around it and do stuff. This is also a piece from a tablecloth. Look at all that cross stitch. Isn't that pretty? But as you can see, it, oh no, that's lint. Not a stain. And then this is also a corner of a, like a lynch cloth, tablecloth situation with the sweet little applique flowers. Everybody got a corner from that. And then that's the edge. And this is also a piece from a tablecloth. And as you can see, it's got fading. And I mean, but like the spots aren't that bad. And it's not on the whole thing. And you get a nice big piece. So I'm looking at it on my laptop. And it's actually darker in person. I'm trying to see if I can get the true color. The sun is starting to shine in here. We had snow this morning. Oh, no, it's not really sunny though. So, I'm sorry, I can't seem to get the true color to, it's much brighter. What if I put my sweater with it? Does that change it? No, I'm sorry. Maybe the photos will be truer. Oh, and here's another pillowcase. Isn't that sweet? Look at that cross stitch and the pretty pink trim. But as you can see, there's spots. And then this pretty pink, it's just a piece. Each pack gets one. And this is also more pink in person than what I'm seeing on my laptop. And they all have faint stains. It was a used tablecloth. I'm trying to see. But I just thought, like, maybe for a lining in a journal or even a cover or something to layer on, since it's this pretty pale pink. And as you can see, it's a damask. Damascus? Boy, I'm just, it's a day. It's a day, that's for sure. All right, and now I got to put this stuff away and come back with the last things to share for the day. See you in a second. Okie dokie. So I put together some what I'm calling spring inspiration kits. Each have, there's 4 of them. They each have a different vintage book. But I will tell you, all of the books are all in the packs. The books are in terrible, terrible, terrible condition. See, I actually made a video the best I could on the listing just to kind of, but you know, they only give you 15 seconds. So this one is like the large Peter Rabbit one. And I'm going to flip through the book quick and then I'll show you just some of the things in the kit. I'm not going to show you, each kit is different because they have vintage things, but they all have like some of the same things, if that makes sense. And so I want to show you the books, because that's like, you know, see, like this one's loose. See, it's got a bite out of there, but oh my goodness, look, I got this tin here in my way. Hold on a second. It's a big book. All right, nope, that's not working. Hold on. Move that out of the way. That's for last, I think. Well, I know it's for last because there isn't anything else after this. At least not that I remember. Okay. All right. So, so it does have writing right here from Aunt May. And it has these absolutely beautiful illustrations. But as you can see, I mean, I can't even, I mean, I can, wow. I can't, I mean, it's big. It's over a foot. But still, like, you could fussy cut that out, or do like Johanna Clow does, you know, and you have that just like is the a window in your journal. Look at this sad bunny. So let's quickly go through this so you can see. And there we go. So that's the condition of that book. And then each kit is similar, but each one's a little different. But like they all have this cute little Go Green ribbon. And there's half a yard of that. I don't know if it lost its little tag or what, but it will be in the listing. And then they all have, like, the laces and stuff will vary from kit to kit, but you get like the idea. I think they all have this ribbon, though I found one of these floating around, so one of them might be missing the ribbon. I have no idea. Obviously this kit's not missing it. So and then they all have, one of them has two, because I thought both of them looked so cute I couldn't pick. They all have some vintage seam binding or ribbon or something. And they all have a hanky. So this one has this one that's flocked or textured. It's not really flocked. It's more, because they're more almost like pajama feet, you know, but isn't that pretty? And they all have, like, I think, I can't remember, 10 or 12 pieces of fabric. And then the amount of index cards varies. I think it depended on my mood when I did it. They all have 2 sheets of While You Were Out. I like the pink color, but they do have, like, kind of little things on the corner. And then the amount of greeting cards they all have kind of varies. So, but they're all kind of like these springy themed. And then the amount of envelopes too. I just thought that was a pretty color. So, and then some of them have writing and some don't. You know, that's a postcard. And there's a postcard. And then this amount varies. And these, I got these, I thrifted these, and I couldn't resist the spring colors. But they were still brand new, like, in the package, and I didn't notice till I started putting them in the kits that they, I can't even know if I can show you. But some of them have little bites out of them or whatever. I don't think they're bites, but like the edges got a little damaged. But they're still so usable and springy. And then they all have some paper tabs and die cut bunnies. They all have 2 of those. And then the amount of these, like, these are from educational games, and some are flashcards, so all that varies. They all have a green tag. Oh yeah, see here somewhere. Oops. Trying to move this along. Tabs. And then they vary on which color of bunnies, but they all get 2. These are paper napkins. Aren't they fun? So much fun. I just thought those were, of course, the ears are a little bit, see, like, a little floppy. And then I think these are probably from the 80s or 90s, these paper napkins. Aren't those cute? And then a green little price tag. more contemporary paper napkins. And then these are envelopes, including this big one. This is a great big envelope, and it's got this pretty paper on the inside. And then here's some, look at that. You know, this one's got rabbit. Some kids' cards. And then some pretty labels. And then the colors of the library cards vary from pack to pack. So here's another one that's part of that educational thing. And then these, I think, are for file folders in a medical office, because I don't know if you can see, they fold down. But I thought there were possibilities for those. And it got a sticker and another sticker and some Rolodex cards and these peachy orangey tab dividers. And I was calling these recipe cards, and I didn't notice till I was all done. This is the address card. But, you know. And then a selection of these pretty pastel paper bags. I mean, there's a lot here. I mean, a lot. This is plenty for multiple journals. And so there's several different styles of the, was it fold and seals, and just some pretty stationaries. And then if you have a bee one, they don't all have bees, but I don't know if you can see, they just all have a little bit of crinkles and stuff. But I just couldn't leave it out. Oh, yeah, so you can see it there. It's just so cool with the little bees. Same thing with that. I mean, it's just the nature of kind of old stationery, sloshes around in drawers and all that. And then, like, this is onion skin paper. And this really sweet bluebird. And then, oh, another fold and seal with a little, yeah, some of these corners are just, and the daffodil. And it's just, ugh. And then this is 2 sheets of this bigger stationery. And I'm still working on the stationery here. Another fold and seal. And like this, I think this is like a notepad paper, but just really pretty. And I just thought that reminded me of Peter Rabbit. And then we got Mary and her little lamb. Very 80s. And then a couple sheets of this lined stationery in different colors. Oops. And then some of this mulberry style paper. Oh, yeah. See, they're just going to get a little crinkled. I should probably be more careful, but I'll try to put that back in carefully. And then we got the Rick Rack. It's just hard. I don't know a good way to package this. And then this is like a handmade type greeting card. I don't know if it's handmade, or factory made to look handmade. Oopsie, lost the... And then this whole bag, they're not all paper, but they're like, you know, flowers to use in paper crafting. And then a couple of them have butterflies. So this one and I think one other. I thought I had more butterflies, but apparently I did not. And a little bag of spring colored buttons. And there are 10 different pieces of wallpaper in these springy colors. It's all vintage, like early 2000s, 1990s. And they're all different sizes. And every one has, this was like, you know, like the top of the page where they have like a slit. So you can see the next coordinating one. But I thought that would make a fun pocket in a journal. I don't know, just me. You can always, you know, use it however, you know, you're inspired. This is the bridge tally with this like resin or plastic rose. This was in my mom's stuff. She used to belong to a couple of bridge groups. So there's that. And another one of those kind of homemade-y type, or I don't think it's rice paper, but it's just that. And then these all have holes because it was like a book. But I just thought the paper was so pretty. So I took it apart. And then there's 3 sheets. And more of this kind of factory-made, homemade, pressed paper style. And then there's 12 sheets or not 12, there's 9 12 by 12 sheets of this. And I purchased this like at a thrift store, and they all were like that. I've had this in my stash for a long time, and I have used them here or there. These will vary from pack to pack. Some of them have 1 or 2 things with the string. There's one with like polka dots. Oh, is it this one? Have polka dot? Yeah, see. But just kind of a fun, even with the little things, I think it's still really usable, and it kind of puts the junk in junk journal, sort of, if it's all secondhand. And then, and earlier I had, you know, these on paper clips, and then I said I had some white ones that I wasn't going to share, so that's kind of, and they're flat, so you can, you know, like, glue them, attach them to things, like tags and journal covers and journaling cards and pockets, and you can just go to town. Let me just, I'll be quick. I will try to slip this in there, and then I will show the other 3 books. And these will ship. These are heavy. I didn't tell you either. Earlier when I had the linens are they're heavy. I can't remember. They're under 2 pounds. Some of them are barely under 2 pounds, and some are 1.5 pounds. So they will ship priority mail. And then the fabric scrap things are about 1/2 pound. I purposely added extra in there to make sure they'd be at that, you know, 1/2 pound plus lot. So those will be able to go first class if you care about such things. But I forgot to say, like, the weight of things. But yeah, the linens are, the big bag variety packs of linens are heavy. And then this is pretty heavy too. There are, and I'm counting, like, the bag of flowers is one thing and the buttons is one thing, and there's like between 165 to 175 items, individual items in these kits. So there is a lot here for you to play with, and definitely could be used with multiple journals or just added to your stash. It's more like an inspiration in my mind than anything else. This is my list, so I don't forget what I put everything in here. I mean, I guess I probably don't need that in there now that I've gone over it, but I've typed all these listings, and hopefully this video will go up in a timely enough manner. It's going to take a long time to post. I already can tell that, but no matter what, I'm going to start turning on these listings at 5:30 because there are like 47 or 48 listings. So, okay, so the next book is this darling, not really Eastery at all, but, you know, how could you not think of baby ducks and, you know, Easter? So, maybe friends with the chicken, the duck. I think they got those at Easter time or something. So I'll quickly flip through that. As you can see, matter of fact, a little piece just came off the spine. So this is from the 1940s. The other one was, I think, 1950s, might be 1940s. You know, there's tape. But the paper in this book is really fun. I like this yellow, and it's got aging around the edge. Just a lot of fun, I think, to use for journals. I mean, look at that. You could cut that out, make it into a really cute tag, and I think it's starting to come further apart. It's almost completely out. And as you can see, it's sewn, so you could even do the, you know, you could sew them into a signature. So I'll just kind of, I don't know if you can really see how it's different or not. There's the back. This one had, as I said, this is the one that has the extra package of the vintage trim. There's the yellow rickrack, and then this pretty pink with gold. So, oh yeah, and I also added, because of the yellow in the book, this fun yellow crochet. I just thought it went pretty darn well. And there's that book. And next, We got the first kit I put together. Get that out of there. And this is also Peter Rabbit. This is a smaller one. This is 1940s. And the cover has tape on it. Doesn't have a spine anymore. It's got writing. It's got, can you see that? Like ripples to the cover. But look at that artwork. I have a golden book. I've had it, it's already sold, but I think I have more. The three little kittens, or lost their mittens. And it's illustrated by the Masha too. So yeah, see Nancy B. But I mean, for fussy cutting, oh my gosh, look at that artwork. You know, it's torn. Someone traced in ballpoint pen over the bunny. But there's still lots of good pages. And look at that, the authentic aged cello tape, which is always fun. But yeah, see, there's doodles. But you know, if you were cutting it out, it wouldn't matter. Or if you wanted that side. So, quickly flip through that one. Oh, it's just lovely. Look at that. Oh, and there's his clothes. Peter's clothes as a scarecrow or whatever. Wow, look at that. This book was 50 cents new. Can you see that? That's trippy. So anyway, 1940. I can't remember if it said 42 or 47. That's the copyright. So there's that one. And instead of having a bag of buttons, this one has a package. Oh yeah, and see, it's got the pretty blue rickrack. And there's its hanky. Can you see there's the hanky. So, and then the last kit is the big golden egg book. So there's what that one looks like. And, open. There's the hanky. It also has this cute, I don't know, I just thought that was cute. Little teddy bear eyelet. And all the stationery. Oops. And the bag of flowers. What else we got? Well, you get the idea. Alright, let me pull this out. Pull that out. It doesn't need to be in there. Oh, there's the back. And this one is from the 50s. Though I think it was gifted to somebody newer than that. Yeah, totally thrashed. And that plastic coating that some of these old books have is come off or coming off. I love this book though. It's got, you know, look how vibrant it is. Because the copyright is 1947. And also Aunt May May. So, and it's got the writing on it. But look at that. Isn't it? I just love this book. It's so beautiful. I'm always on the, you know, eye out for, on the prowl. Because, I mean, look at that. And just the border. You know what would be really cool is if some enterprising scrapbook company or something made a paper collection. Like licensed this golden book. And made a paper collection out of it. Because wouldn't it just be gorgeous? Little ducky. See, duckies kind of go along with spring and Easter. And there we go. The end of Friends. Alrighty. So I've got one last thing to share with you. I'm sorry for the length of this video. Hopefully, if there's something here that's not your interest, you can fast forward to the next thing. And then the very last kit I put together is I did another tin. Oh, sorry for the glare. And I don't know if you can see, I think I forgot to put a picture of it on the listing. There's some sticker residue. And there's some wear and stuff. Like you can kind of see there's some dings and dents and whatnot. And then I filled it with paper stuff, she said, as there's not paper on top. Alright, so I went back and added more envelopes because one of the ones in here was discolored. So I thought, oh, I'll just add those. Okay, so we've got those envelopes. We've got some die-cut bunnies. I'm trying to go fast here. Rolodex cards, the flat bottle caps, a whole bunch of those. The other, package of buttons, those file stickers, which I just think have potential. While you were out, divider cards, vintage, children's game cards. A little Robin. This is part of an educational game. Oh, and then there's interesting. This is like overseas. Like this is stamped on the inside. So kind of that handmade paper. And then the envelopes that went with those have this great texture. And then a couple sheets of that you saw earlier. So some of this is familiar. Those address cards that I called recipe cards. And then 2 of these old postcards. Or Post-it notes. Aren't those cute? And then these are cool. These are only in here. They're envelopes. Look at those flaps, though. I mean, just there's so much potential. So you get one of each style. And then more greeting cards. And as I said, some will be used and some won't. And if they have the envelopes with them, I tried to keep them with the... And I love this one. Isn't that cool? I'm sorry I'm late. So far, these look like they're all blank. And this one may not be. Yeah, that one's signed. And then that one. Oh, and that one. And then more stationery, kind of like what... I just showed you in the kits, but there's some others like the solid colors. As I said, some of these already had some little minor wrinkles and stuff from, that's how they were when I got them. Got that stationery and the fold of seals. And then I did several of the bunnies and then the mice. And I thought these, oh yeah, and then there's... those 2. I thought the mouse ones had little dings on the corner, but apparently not. Or I didn't put them in here. And then just kind of more stationery. Some you've seen, some you haven't. And more envelopes. Another, a couple more of these really big ones that have that really pretty inside. The little ones don't have that. The little ones are plain. And then a whole bunch of different colors of the mulberry paper. More of the envelopes, paper, napkins. Did I already do the bunny ones? Well, see, I'm definitely about done because I am pooped. And then, index cards, bunch more. Oh, there's bunny ones. Wallpaper. This one, I had enough where you could do 2 of the pockets and I think I just put everything left that I had cut out in here. These are like the samples of the borders. And more reproduction Easter postcards and recipe cards. And this time I just did the yellow ones because they're in better shape. And then you got one of each of the colors of bunnies, but they all have little, little flippy floppies from the ears. And then some real pretty notepad paper, lined stationery paper, and the paper bags. So that is it. And I will start turning all these listings on I'll start at 5:30 today, Tuesday, excuse me. Today is Tuesday, February 28th. And also, I forgot to mention, today's the last day of it, but I marked some things down in my Etsy shop, and today is the last day of that sale. So, if you don't, like, you're seeing this before 5:30 and you're looking for something to look at, you should hit the sale section in my store. So I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.